Okay, I saw what you people were sending me. Both those are not even seen their break light in our lecture. Everybody is sent an assignment. I wonder what happened. Everybody is sending an assignment. It's okay, that's good. But as I said before now, that assignment, I told you to arrange that assignment very well because you are going to present that assignment by yourself. Am I communicating? I said that everybody is going to present the assignment. You present it by yourself on this platform. So you are 35 in number in your class, right? You are you are 35 in number, right? Good.
Maybe.
Yes, you are. So please inform those that don't attend this class. Inform those that don't attend this class that writing assignment and send it for me is not enough. You will present it yourself. I'll give everybody 5 minutes. Am I communicating? I will bring out a day. Give everybody 5 minutes. 5 minutes times 35 people almost is almost 5 times 35 is call it 175 minutes. 175 minutes, which is approximately 3 hours, if I'm not mistaken. I'll bring out even if it's 2 days. That 2 days, what we will do is to defend, is to do present this our assignment. I'll call your name, project your assignment. You use the assignment to talk to us. You have 5 minutes to describe what you did, explain to us what you did. That's what we will do. We'll bring out 2 days and do that. Finish it up. I may reduce the number of minutes depending. So please, it's not just about sending. Be sure what you are sending. So please inform them. And we are going to kick off with, we'll follow your reg number. 001, your serial number, sorry. Yes, your reg number. We'll start from your reg number. So, this class will be divided into three groups. Three groups. Is it three? Yes, 3 groups. No, 5 groups. 5 groups of seven people each. 5 groups of seven people each. Mm-hmm. We'll do it like that until we finish it. 5 groups of seven people each. Then, hope you are listening.
Yes, sir.
Only 3 people are attending this class. They should continue. I know people that attend my class. Five groups. I'm telling you how we would be doing our assignments. I've checked that number of hours is much. So what I want to do, I want to divide it into 5 groups of seven people each. And within each group will have like 5 minutes. That means they have roughly, is it 5 minutes? Sorry, 3 minutes, sorry. They have roughly 3 minutes, each of them, to tell us what they did in the assignment. Every week, every week, let's say, we'll give an assignment for the week, or this week, all the assignment we'll give, we'll accumulate it. If we enter the next week, people will start giving presenting their assignment for that week. As you present any assignment that comes out, you put it down and keep it, preparing for it for the following week. So this group of seven people for 5 days, we do the assignments and present it for and present it for 5 days. So starting from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. These 5 days, group 1 we present on Monday, group 2 we present on Tuesday, group 3 we present on Wednesday, group 4 on Thursday, group 5 on Friday. Now, as I said, you are following, that is the people with the first 7 people will be in group 1. Next 7 people will be in group 2. Next 7 people will be in group 3. Till the last 7 students will be in the group 5. This is how we're doing it. So, like tomorrow now, group 1, those that have 001 or the Igwe blessing, Mesoma Abu, 003 Obo Confidence, 004 Biauche, 005. That is how we'll be going until 007. 007 is no longer with people. That means group 1 will be only 6 people. That is how we're doing it until we get to the last group. Please inform those that are not here. Then
that is the 7 people will present on Monday.
I see the first 7 based on the serial number. The first 7 people based on the serial number. I know that the person with 07 Barry is no longer with you people. That means that group will be only 6 people. Am I communicating?
Yes, sir.
So Tuesday from serial number 008. When I say serial number, sorry, I mean
reg number.
I mean reg number. Am I communicating? That is how we're doing it. So I will arrange it myself and post those in each of the group. After this class now, that's what I will do. Those in group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, 3, last group. So every Monday, group 1 people must present assignment, because as I'm teaching, I will be dishing out assignments. Any assignment that I dish out, you put it down. That will form what you present in the next week, following week. This is how we're doing this course until the end of the semester. I will be picking this presentation. As you are doing your presentation, I am scoring you. First of all, you will send in your assignment first. I will see it, keep it. When you're not present, as you are presenting, I will scoring you. At the end of the semester, I will pack all this in. This will make up your assignment. Then your quiz is different too. Your quiz is that I'll send you question you solve. You answer. That one is different. Your total quiz, and all your assignments, your mid-semester exam, all of that will make up your condensed assessment. And if you play with any of them, if you enter exam hall, they will play with you. If you take them serious, in the exam hall you will smile. That's what I want to say about this assignment, because I don't think that some of you are still playing about it. So get their book, kika ife solver, post send the album because how no go down an assignment. They must present it by themselves. I'm all more if I hack a cover get present in my assignment.
Yes.
So the presentation is simple. The same way I project your lecture material here, that is the way I'll project what you sent to me. That is how I'll project what you sent to me here, and as I project it, you just look at it and be explaining. If you want me to go forward, I'll go forward. If you want me to go back, I'll go back. But you have maximum of 3 minutes to talk about it. So anything anything you ask me to do, I'll do. But you have just 3 minutes to talk about it. To explain to us what you did. For those that copy the people, they should continue copying people. Let them know whether is what they copy that they will present. They can never escape it. Now let's continue. I told you that we are entering granules today. Granules.
Yes.
What are granules? What are granules? Most of the pharmaceutical powders company, most of the companies that produce pharmaceutical powder are migrating from powder to what? Granules. Actually, what are granules? Granules are nothing but a powder agglomerated to produce large free-flowing particles. Powders are, granules are powders agglomerated to produce large free-flowing particles. You know, powder doesn't flow, but granules flow. There's a process we call granulation. Yeah, they mix different ingredients containing powder. After mixing it, that's how they force it to pass through mesh. That's what is called mesh. Mesh, if you see your sieve, that openings in your sieve is called mesh. We have mesh sizes. We have sieve of different mesh sizes. That small opening that pore is called mesh. There are there are there are sieves of different mesh sizes. So if they produce a mix of powders, they allow you to dry a bit and force it through this mesh of different sizes. Then now this is whatever that comes out of it comes as what? Granules. Let me give you an instance. You know Gary. You know Gary now.
Yes. Yes.
You know how to process Gary now. Gary is. I want to use Gary to explain to you how these granules are formed. You know Gary. Gary. Are you aware that if you see apple, if you see cassava, if you uproot cassava and peel it, soak it, or process it, grind it, it comes as powder. I hope you know. Are you aware? It comes as
Yes.
what? Powder. Good. Now, but if you get cassava, process it, you know, soak it the way they do, and press it. Who knows how to process cassava into gari here? Who knows? If you know, let me know.
I
Who?
know.
Who?
I
Who?
know.
Okay, now they will get cassava, right? Get
Yes.
cassava, peel it,
Wash
right?
it. Yes.
After peeling it, they will do what? Wash it, right?
The wash and grind.
And grind it, right? Then they will now press it, right?
Yes.
They will press it. After pressing it now, At least they would have removed water from it, right?
Yes,
From that
and
pressing, they have removed water from it. But it's not completely dry. It's in between dry and wet, right? It's not completely dry as in powder, right? They will now
yes, it's
they will
very
now
light.
get the sieve, right? And be sieving it, and what will come out of it from the back will not be powder again. It is that comes out from the back is granules.
Is it the one that entered the basin or the one on top?
The one that enter the basin is not powder.
Okay, yes.
That thing that
Like
comes
crumbs.
from the back, from the in the basin is this that those things are granules. After that thing, they will not fry
Okay.
it. They will not roast it. Sorry, some fry with oil anyway. But whenever that frying or roasting, they will fry it. When they are done, it now become a dry granules. Is it clear? This is the process. Basically,
Yes.
this is basically the process. Powder undergo to form granules. So you that have been processing garri from cassava since, you don't know that you've been producing granules without knowing. But by the time we go through granules, you understand better. You try to link it up with the
But
hello.
yeah, I wanted to ask, but powder is already fine and smooth. So how do you turn it into granules again?
Which powder? You
You
mean
said powder now.
the
Use powder to produce granules.
didn't you understand what I said now?
I understand the example of granule that you just explained.
Okay.
But saying powder is used to produce granules is the one I don't understand.
Now I'm saying now the same way. Remember that the garri you are processing, that one you pressed, eh? That one you
Yes.
pressed, you go to the machine where they normally press it and press it. That one you press, it's not completely dry. Is it completely dry? Completely dry
No.
as in no moisture at all inside it.
No.
Uh-huh. This is that they will make powder, they will mix powder, make it wet it a bit, make it to be in that form.
Okay.
Before they will now pass it through a mesh size.
They dry. Okay.
And what comes out of that mesh is granules. They will now dry it. It's the same principle you use in making your garri. If you know everything you do making your garri, that's the same principle. But the only difference is that they will mix the powder, they will mix all the ingredient they need they want
Okay.
to they need. The ingredient they will start with is in powder form. They will mix it and blend it well, make it a bit moist, but not watery, but not completely dry, not completely watery, but it will be a wet mass. They will now pass it through sieve. Now, don't worry, by the time we start the process, I'm just having an introduction so that you understand what it's all about. By the time we go to the process of granulation, you appreciate it better. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, granules are particles ranging in size. The size of granules are about 4 to 10 mesh. Remember I told you that opening is called what? Mesh. Am I communicating?
Yes.
So granules has size. The size of granules range to from 4 to 10 mesh. That's the particle size of what? Granules.
Granule.
Now, another thing you should understand is that granules, they don't have a particular shape. Their shape is what? Irregular. The same thing with the shape of your gari. You see, does the gari have a specific shape? The granules of gari. the granules of the gari do they have a particular shape? They have irregular shape. Granules have irregular what shape? But depending, you can still make it to be what? Spherical, depending on the particular shape of the mesh you are using. They can be what spherical. That is circular form, depending on the what? The shape of the what? Mesh you are using. Okay. Now another thing I want you to know is that the name of the process through which granules are made is called what? The name of the process through which granules are made is called what? Alright, sorry, I had network issues. So let's continue. I ask a question. I say what is the name of the process through which granules are produced? What is it called?
Granulation.
Good, granulation. Now, apart from preparing a dosage form in granules form, there are also other use of granules. By the time we enter tablets and capsule, you realize that the tablets, the granules are serves as intermediate in the production of what? Tablets and capsule. When I say intermediate, let's assume if you say that something is intermediate, what it means is that let's assume if you produce in the process of tablet production, you can remember those that went for the industrial trip at Charles Marx Pharmaceuticals. If you went through the videos you took and the explanations that we are giving during that industrial trip, you will realize that powders are used to produce granules. Then granules is what you will send to the compressing machine, to the tableting machine. They will now compress those granules into what? Tablets. You cannot, you rarely, most powders doesn't have this thing we call flow property. They cannot flow well through the hopper. That's this thing they use there's this part of the tableting machine they called hopper, through which what you want to compress will now enter the punch, the dye, and it will not be punched, compressed into what? Tablet. Now, because some powders cannot flow like that, we'll see talk about this when we enter tablet. But I just want to tell you something that granules are intermediate, because they first of all granulate powders to form granules. Then the granules formed will now be used to produce what? Tablets. So it is in between. Hello?
Yeah.
It is in between powder and what? Tablets.
Tablet.
That's why it is said that it is what? An intermediate. Am I communicating? It's intermediate.
Yes.
Intermediates. The granules are also used as intermediates in the preparation of capsules and what? Tablets. The same way, if you open some capsule, what you see inside is granules, not even powder. Am I communicating? Yes.
Yeah.
So the same way, granules serve as what? Intermediates, because here they first granulate powder to form granules. The granules will now be used to fill the capsule. So it again lies between powder and what? Capsule. So that's why he said that granules serves as what? Intermediates in capsule and what? Tablet what? Production. This is because they flow smoothly and better. They flow smoothly, but better than what? Powder particles. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's continue. Can you see the picture of a granules?
Yes.
You see how it is. You see how it is. It's not like powder that is small, that has small particle size. This one you can even see that this thing is not powder. True of us.
True.
So this is how granules look like. Let's continue. A very important question. Why then do we still talk of granules, produce granules, when we already have powders? Why do we do that? Why do we? So in another way, you can say, what is the advantages of what granules over what powders? Am I communicating? In a nutshell, you can say, what is the advantages of granules over what powder? Why do we use granules? Why do you prefer granules even when we have what powder? They have warned us, so any time this thing can go off. Once you stop hearing me talking, know that the time is up. The time we have less than 10 minutes to go. Now let's continue. Now my first reason is that to avoid powder what segregation. You know, because of the nature of powder. You know what? Did you understand the term segregation?
Yes,
Separating.
like blocking.
No, separating. Separating. If you use powder as a dosage form, powder can easily, the particles can easily what? Separate. Am I communicating? Am I communicating? And it cannot.
Yes.
Under reason is to enhance flow of powder. Powder does not flow well, but granules flow well. So granules tends to enhance. If you formulate a particular drug in granules form, it's bound to flow well when compared with powder. So powder granules flows what? Well. Remember I said that this flowability property helps the granules to move smoothly in the hopper. Because if it is not, if it doesn't flow well, the powder, if you place a powder, allow powder to move through the what hopper, powder particles may get stuck by the side of the what hopper. That not all of them will enter the what the tabletting side of the dye. I'll see to explain to you what a dye is and what punch is. But for now, just know that granules flowed well. None of the particles will remain on the hopper. But if you use only powder, powder may get stuck, and not all, maybe only small percentage will be compressed. So that's why they granulate these powders to form granules before they now use it for tabletting. Am I communicating?
Yes, sir.
Now, remember we're talking about the advantages of what? Granules over what? Powder. Now, granules have higher porosity than powders. Granules have higher porosity than what? Powders.
Powder.
Do you understand what I mean by porosity? Granules have more openings. Am I communicating? More pores than what? Powder.
Powder.
Now, using what we discussed in your class about about uh, about water getting in contact with penetrating inside the particle, inside a particular, let's say powder or any other drug, any other drug formulation like that is a solid form, that water can easily enter inside it and they cause dissolution. I think we discussed something like that before. Now, what do you think having a very high porosity as exhibited by granules when compared with what? Powder. What do you think will be an advantage over of drugs formulated in granules form and drug in powder form in terms of water entering the 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 dosage form to cause dissolution? Which one do you think will be faster? Is it the powder or the granules? Considering the porosity in the what that is higher in granules than in powder, which of them do you think there will be higher dissolution rate?
Powder.
Powder. Even with granules that have high porosity.
It's granules.
Because water can enter inside easily. Shea?
Yes.
Yes. Good. Let's continue. So granules have higher porosity than what? Powders. Assignment 1. Am I communicating? Put it
Yes.
down now. Put it down now. I want you to just write a small listing of dissolution rates. Dissolution. Compare the dissolution rate in granules and that in powder. Am I communicating? Dissolution rate of granules and what? Powder. Compare the two of them. Browse on this one, browse on this one. Check the one that is faster with your reasons and the one that is what? Slower. Am I communicating? That's assignment 1. You are on this topic. Any assignment, I said any assignment I'm giving this week, be putting it down. I'll arrange it neatly. You're going to submit it to me on between Saturday and Sunday. Once Saturday is over and Sunday is over and you don't submit it, don't submit again. Once it's 12 midnight on Sunday, don't submit again, because from Monday you start presenting individually. Am I communicating? That's assignment 1. Let's continue. Now, we've also granulates because it helps to improve compressibility of what? Powders. It helps to do what? It helps to improve the compressibility of powder. Do you understand do you understand what I mean by compressibility of powders? Remember I told you that after they are doing tablet production, after mixing and blending of the material you want to use, you put it together and allow it to flow into the tableting machine through the hopper, so that once they flow, you can now do what? Compress. And if you compress only powder, there's tendency that the powder will stick on the what? Punch. But if you use granules may not really stick on the what? On the what? On the on the die, and if you compress it, the particles will come together instead of sticking on the punch or in the die. That's one thing about granulating a powder. Apart from the flowability, it also improves what? Compressibility of the powder. Thank you very much. We'll stop here for today. We'll continue tomorrow. Please, if you have any question, ask. In the absence of any question, I'll say good night. See you tomorrow.